Hi.
First off, you are beautiful.
Just in case.
Well, thanks for getting that out of the way.
We missed you.
We?
I was missing. I was with you, I guess, at dinner, but I just.
Great.
You're badass, I'm badass, and your hand went up. Well, that's not a question. But
Throw it.
Can you reach me from there? Let's see your arm.
Everybody in front for a watch out.
That sucks. Come on. Obviously, with box of candy, you have to frisbee it. I mean, thank you.
Do you like cheese curds or onion rings?
Cheese fries or onion?
No, cheese curds.
Would you rather be punched in the face or have something delicious? I refuse to answer that ridiculous question. Cheese curds look like vomit and taste worse. Right.
That's totally not
Do you want to hear a funny joke?
Duh. Does the Pope shit in the woods?
So, what's the difference between a toad and a toad and a horned toad?
A toad and a
No, horned
horn.
frog, sorry.
Jesus. Let's start again.
This is going well.
What's the difference between a frog and a horned frog?
So no more toads?
No, sorry. A regular frog goes ribbit ribbit and a horned frog goes rubber rubbit.
I'm gonna steal that.
Well, at least you got the candy on stage. Oh, no, you didn't. That's...
She got far enough to not hurt everybody.
He did ask us to specifically ask you, Jen, a story about wieners that you wanted to share with us.
Jensen, will you?
Yeah, happy to jump on this grenade. I was going to save the story for the big panel this afternoon, but maybe I'll tell it twice today. So, last weekend, some friends and I went to a music festival in Louisville, Kentucky. And other than music, Louisville, Kentucky is also known for bourbon. So one of my favorite bourbons is Angel's Envy. And we got to go and do a distillery tour at this facility. And only because they were packed, they were slammed, there was a lot of people in town for the festival, a lot of people wanted to go to the tasting room to get tours, and they weren't doing any private tours, but I had my buddy call and pose as like, anyway, it was his decision. He called and said, hey, listen, my buddy's here, and want to see if you guys could do private tours. And they're like, no, we're totally booked, got nothing, we can't, we're understaffed as it is, everybody's at the music festival. She's like, all right, well, maybe if you just took down my number and you could call me back, and if you find somebody that would want to do a tour, that'd be great. It's like, oh, I'm telling you right now, I'm the manager, and there's nobody here, but sure, I'll take the information. I was like, okay, gives him his name and number. He's like, and my buddy, his name is Jensen Ackles. And the guy goes, from Supernatural. So he's like, yeah. He's like, hang on one second. What time would you want to come by? Oh, maybe, I don't know, hour and a half or so. All right, you know what? I'm going to take care of it myself. My name's David, so when he comes here, just have him find David, and I'll give him and his friends a private tour. He's like, that's fantastic, great, thank you, David. So we show up there, there's David, and super nice guy. He comes right up, and he's like, look, I'm just gonna get this right out of the way. Huge fan of the show, my wife and I, we watch every single episode. were such big fans, we actually have a Doberman Pinscher at home named Jensen. I was like, not Dean? Like, actually Jensen? He's like, yeah. He's like, and we have a wiener dog named Misha. Not a word of a lie. And I folded over laughing. And then I get up and I'm like, well, what about Jared? He goes, our apartment's too small for a sheepdog. I was like, David, I love you. We would be good friends.
Especially after bourbon.
And now, yeah, now you're going to give me bourbon? Oh, this is a relationship I enjoy.
Hi.
How you doing, Jared?
How you doing?
My name's Salvina. Oh, Jensen to you, baby.
Sabina?
Salvina.
Salvina?
Yes.
You're the first person I've ever met named Salvina.
Thank you.
You have the perfect day, just you, your wife, the kids. What would you do? Either that or would it be easier to ask any chance of a sequel to 10 Chiro?
Yes, 11-inch hero. I don't know about that. Perfect day. You know, there was a pretty perfect day yesterday that I was not a part of that I would have really liked to have been there, but we have out at our brewery we had a fall fest, and there was like a big it was a big flea market. The Austin flea market was out there, so there's just tents and the vendors and arts and crafts and kids running everywhere, and it was just a perfect like fall day in Austin, and that would have been that. I was a little sad I wasn't there, but I'll get my chance next weekend. So. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, just being together. I don't care what we're doing. Perfect day is just being with them. So, all right. Yeah, they're pretty great. They love their dad for now. Yeah, it was pretty special, and I just I didn't understand how big being King of Bacchus was until I arrived at the airport. And you know, they don't allow people past security unless you're actually flying on a plane. Right. I walk off the jetway. Keep in mind, I worked all night. I took like a 6 a.m. flight to get there. So I was like, okay, I know there's probably gonna be like people that are gonna greet me when, you know, I get down to baggage claim or something. And I'll stop in the bathroom and, you know, freshen myself up, splash of water on my face, do what I need to do to just be presentable. Walk off the jetway, and there was a brass band. So I turned around and ran back onto the plane. But seriously, it was like, there was people, there was like, you know, the chief of police, and there was like the Brennans who run Bacchus, and my wife, and JJ, and she comes running up to me, and I'm like, I mean, I remember, some of you aren't even old enough to remember this, but I remember when you could walk your family members or your friends to the gate and like wave goodbye or wait for them at the gate when they got off the plane, and obviously we haven't been able to do that for some time now, but so to see all of these people inside security and like and my daughter's running up to me and I'm like, what's happening to me? That was just a taste, and then we ended up getting into a what do you call it? An escort, a motorcade. Thank you. We get into the motorcade, and there were 4 different departments. I think 4 or 5 different departments. There was like the sheriff's department, the highway department, the local police, and then there was I think the fire department or something. There was like everybody involved. It was like everyone. And then somebody leans over and is like, the president doesn't get this many people. And that's kind of when I was like, oh, damn, this is big. Like, give me the beat! Totally fell for it. And I was just like, I was screaming, and I don't know what it is. If you've never been, there's just something like animalistic that comes out where you need to catch something from the floats, and you make eye contact with somebody. It's like the greatest thing ever. You're like, yes! Throw me the beads! They have this, the high-heeled shoe that they've decorated that is like the special get from the parade. So people will be tossing up beads, and then every now and again you'll get a tosser who will pick up this shoe, and that's like, I mean, that's like the big catch. Well, one of them picked up the shoe as they were passing us, and my father-in-law was standing next to me, and he was just enjoying the parade. Next thing you know, thunk! And he took a high heel right off the dome, and it like split him open. No, like it's like full contact sport. This is, if you go to Mardi Gras, wear a helmet. But I started just throwing the beads, and it turned into like a video game for me. Like, I'd get the beads, and I instead of just like throwing them like a frisbee, which didn't really work, I would ball them up, and it was like. But the best, I don't know why it was so satisfying. If I made eye contact with somebody, I'd be like. If they would catch it, it was like, I get points. And I was all of a sudden living in like this Ready Player One world where there was like life and points, and I was like, ding, 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 ding. I don't know, I just turned into a child up there, and it was amazing. So anyway, hope to see you there one day.